So this story takes place when I was freaking 16 years old. I was in 11th grade, and what got it all started was I was in my freaking art class, Miss Carter. I had another story about her, man. I fucking hated her. But anyways, one day she left to go talk to the principal or some shit. I don't remember. But me and my friend had the bright idea to fucking scribble all over her board with fucking permanent markers, so it would be hard as fuck for her to get it off. It wasn't permanent. I've seen teachers write with permanent marker before on accident. They used some spraying thing to get it off. It wasn't that big of a deal, but still it would have been a pain in the ass for her. She had some lesson plans or some shit written up on the board. I don't remember exactly. So the teacher comes back in the classroom and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's freaking the fuck out. She's like, "Who the fuck scribbled on my board?" And then we're like, "Oh, I don't know, Miss Carter." And then this one girl, she's like, they did it. I was like, "What the fuck? No, we didn't." She's like, "Look, I recorded it on my phone." And she literally had a fucking video of us fucking scribbling on the fucking teacher's board. It was fucking humiliating. Well, not necessarily humiliating, but we were caught. We were dead on caught. And honestly, if I would have knew that I would have started this YouTube channel, I would have asked that girl for that video. But anyways, I was fucking pissed at her at that time. But anyways, we went to go talk to the principal. Principal was like, "Man, you got in-school suspension." They call it ISS. It was you got suspended, but you still went to school, but you just chilled in this one classroom all day, and the classroom had its own fucking restroom and shit, and you got fed lunch there. So it was you were completely cut off from the rest of the fucking school. So basically you're suspended, but you still had to come to school. You couldn't just chill at home for the day. But anyway, so then the next day I come to school, and me and my friend were in school suspension. And then my friend was like, "Yo, dude," before the day started, we were eating breakfast together, and he's like, "Yo, dude, I brought some Xanax bars with me to school." If y'all don't know what Xanax bars are, which I'll do a story later on about my first time taking one, but it's a pill that kind of makes you fall asleep. Honestly, it makes you fall asleep and forget shit. It makes you feel pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. But when my friend told me that, I was like, "Hell yeah, dude." I was so fucking excited. I was like, "How much are they?" He's like, "Man, I got 4. I'll give you 2 and I'll take 2. I was like, "Alright, bet." So I gave him $10 or something for the pills. And I took them during breakfast right after we ate. And then we get into fucking ISS, in school suspension. And we get in there, and the thing is, you're in a fucking cubicle. There's a wall to the left of you, there's a wall to the right of you, and there's a wall in front of you. And you're kind of just in this desk all by yourself, and no one really talks. And the teacher, his name was Kay, he would always go outside to go smoke. So he really didn't give a fuck what we did, because as long as we didn't tell on him for going outside to smoke and shit, he was actually really cool. I was actually in there a fucking lot. And one time this dude got caught smoking weed in the fucking restroom, because they had their own restroom in there. And I was in there when that happened. I can do another story about that if y'all want to hear that. But anyways, so we were just in there. At first, me and my friend, we sat in the cubicle right beside each other. And no homo, but we're passing notes to each other, because there was these little hoes at every single desk to the left and right. I guess because the desk used to be used for computers and shit. So there was hoes for wires and shit, but there was no computers there, so you could just pass notes to each other. So we're just passing notes, talking. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We're probably just confessing our gay love to each other, probably. So at some point I start to get real tired and start winding down. So I'm like, "Man, I'm about to just go to fucking sleep." And so I go to sleep, and honestly I don't remember anything until I wake up around 2:30. I didn't know it was 2:30. I didn't know what time it was. But I'm really fucking hungry, man. These pills also kind of give you the munchies just like weed. So I wake up with the munchies, and I asked the teacher, Kay, I was like, "Yo, Kay, when's lunch?" He's like, and he looks at me so serious, too. He's like, "What do you mean, when's lunch?" And at first I thought he was trying to be sarcastic, though, or what do I mean, when's lunch? But I was like, "Don't we still get lunch? I know we're in trouble and stuff, but we still get lunch, don't we?" And I was kind of if you're sitting next to one, how you kind of hit on their shoulder, "Don't we get lunch, right? Waiting for people to say right, and everybody just looks at me "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Do you know what time it is?" I was like, "No, what time?" "Oh, it's 2:30. I was like, "That's sleep through lunch, Kay?" He's like, "You ate lunch." I was like, "What? Did I really?" And then at that point, my friend's looking at me, and he literally puts his hand in his face, when someone's "Ah, dude, you fucked up so bad," and he's like, "Go out into the hallway." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I get up to get into the hallway, and I lose my footing as soon as I get up, and I literally fall on this girl who's sitting to the right of me. My friend was sitting to the left of me, and this big fat ugly chick was sitting to the right of me. So I kind of fall on her as I'm heading out, and I'm "Oh, sorry." I tap her on the shoulder, like, oh, sorry, buddy. And he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, he goes crazy. Like, was about to fucking burst a blood vessel or some shit, man. It was crazy. He's like, what is wrong with you? I was like, what do you mean? I'm sorry. I'm fucking clumsy, Kay. And he's like, no, follow me to the office. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. At this point, I knew I was fucked. I was like, and so we were walking to the office, and I was like, damn, Kay, you ain't gotta do this. And literally while I'm talking to him, I'm like, keep like leaning against the lockers and shit, like trying to like, not fucking fall because how fucked up I am. But so we get to the office, and I sit down in the principal's office, and the fucking school officer comes in. Not even the principal, the fucking school officer. Like, I was like, fuck. Because my high school, we had like an officer who was there all the time. He's actually a dude who arrested me a couple times. So he knew me, and he like sat down next to me. Not even like in the office, not even like in the principal's chair. I guess maybe he couldn't even sit in it because he wasn't the principal. He literally sat next to me. He's like, so what's going on? I was like, nothing much. What's going on with you? He's like, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you. I was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? I was like, I haven't went to juvie lately, have I? He's like, no, but you might be going again. And at that point, dude, my heart sank. I was like, what? He's like, all right, man, look, honestly, you can be honest with me, or you can lie to me, and then I'll drug test you, and then I can send you to juvie. But my thing is, like, I knew he knew I was on probation, because I was on probation at the time. So, like, but I didn't know if he could really drug test me, but to be honest, I really wasn't trying to chance it. I was like, alright, man, I ain't gonna lie. I came into school high today. He's like, what'd you do? I was like, man, I smoked some pot. And he was like, pot wouldn't make you forget that you ate lunch. What'd you really do? And I was like, alright, man. I took a couple Xanax pills and I passed out and don't remember anything. He's like, alright, man, I admire your honesty, but I'm still have to take you to jail. Nah, I'm just fucking with you guys. He didn't take me to jail. He's like, no, man, I really appreciate your honesty. You really gotta get off that shit. So at that point, he called my fucking parents. My parents came there, and they made me, like, admit what I did. And there's, like, this translator lady, because my parents are, like, Bosnian. They don't speak English real good. So I had to, like, tell the translator lady that I was high. And they told my parents, that lady told my parents I was high. That was just a real fucking shit show. And they put me in, like, these, like, instead of having fucking art class for, like, the rest of the year, I literally had drug treatment classes with like all these fucking drug addicts. Back then they were talking about like coke and fucking doing meth and heroin, and I was just like, man, these people are fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I was just a fucking eye opener. I didn't know people did that type of shit in high school. To be honest, I didn't know. Still to this day, people really do fucking heroin and meth. Like, I know people do it, but none of my friends do it, and I don't do it. Like, that's like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a fucking line to be made. I don't know, maybe some people just think all drugs are bad and I'm just stupid for doing fucking pills. Which, honestly, that was pretty stupid. And that's why I don't do anything anymore, but now I'm getting fucking sidetracked. But, yeah, guys, that was the story about the time I got caught being high in school. I hope y'all liked it. Y'all know the spiels. Follow me. Honestly, just follow me on Instagram, guys. I don't really tweet. I don't really do much. Besides, I post pictures on Instagram. So, follow me on there, guys. Add me on PSN. We can play some Call of Duty or some shit together. But yeah, guys, this has been All My Jesus, and I'm out of here.